Hey, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you're here. In this video, I am going to go over my notes from my first reading that I did in regards to Summer Moon Utah Wells. Now, if this is your first time here, checking out my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button and ring the bell. Choose the all option so that you'll be notified when I upload new videos or even when I go live. My channel is a perfect mix of true crime and paranormal. I like to call it true crime and normal. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you so much. This video is all about 5-year-old Summer Wells. Beautiful Summer was reported missing on June 15th, 2021 in Rogersville, Tennessee. Dawn and Candus Wells are Summer's parents, and she has 3 older brothers that are 12, 11, and 9 years old. Now, this isn't the first family member that has just vanished. Candus Bly Wells has a sister, Rose Marie Bly, who was reported missing back in August of 2009, and she still hasn't been found. Now, I'm a paranormal investigator, and I usually do spirit box sessions, but over the last several months, I've been realizing that I have special gifts. I'm not a psychic, but I do get visions, I hear from spirit, and I even smell things that are not around me. These are called clairsenses. Clairvoyance is getting visions, clairaudience is hearing spirits. So I've used these gifts to do readings for Summer. My readings are done in my own way. All people who do readings do them differently. Some use tarot cards, some need a personal item that belongs to the victim, which that is called psychometry. But I just close my eyes, talk to spirit about the victim, and ask for clarity and wait. So like I said, in this video, I'm going to elaborate on my notes from my first reading. I've posted all of my notes on my community tab as I've done each reading. Sometimes I use my DIY crime ancestor cards. I did one reading just using my cards only, and that video is already on my channel if you'd like to watch it. It was definitely eye-opening. It was my third reading, and the cards validated a lot of things that I wrote down in my first and my second reading at that point. Okay, so here I'm showing you on the screen my notes from my first reading. So let's go over what I wrote here. Okay, so when you look at my page of notes zoomed in here, you can see up at the very top, I wrote Summer Moon Utah Wells. Then below it, I put my focal pick was the missing persons flyer. This is the reading for Summer, and I did it on June 20th, 2021 at 5:06 a.m. Okay, as we go down through the page, on the left, everything that is in capital letters is words that I actually heard spoken to me. On the right side, in the top corner where I put strong spirit, and then my anxiety was really high right now, and rocking myself. Those were physical things that I was kind of feeling myself. Like I didn't feel like it was coming from the reading. It was just a feeling that I had while I was doing the reading. Then as we go down further, you'll see where I put little dashes beside each thing. Those are feelings that I got. Like feelings of either clips that I was being shown or a message that I was being given or something. Those were just like feelings that I was getting. And then as you go further down, I have my physical feeling, and off to the right, that's where I usually try to draw my picture. And then next is things that I actually visually saw. So that could be what looks to be like a picture that was shown to me. When I do my readings, I'm in like a dream state. So it's like I'm getting snapshots shown to me or clips of videos shown to me. So that would be what I would put there. And then at the very bottom of the page, I put the bottom line, gathered, summer is in spirit, and justice will be served. I kept getting that over and over and over throughout this entire reading. Justice will be served. Justice will be served. And then on the bottom right-hand corner, any questions that I might have, I put down there. The only questions that I had was Summer sick? Was there a possibility that she had cancer? Was there a cancer scare? Maybe some type of leukemia, something along those lines. Okay, so we're going to scroll back up to the very top of the page, and we're going to go back and look at the time again. It was 5:06 a.m. Now, I know that it was 5:06 a.m. because I woke up to hearing a little girl talking to me. And I kept hearing, "Dad is bad." And it was a high-pitched little girl's voice. And now I've never heard Summer's voice, so I have no idea what her voice actually sounds like. But it was a very high-pitched little girl's voice. And I just kept hearing, "Dad is bad. Dad is bad." And it was like a warning to me almost, you know, like, stay away from Dad because he is so bad. That's what I woke up to. And I immediately grabbed my pen and paper and I wrote, "Dad is bad." That's why it's kind of like the way it's written on the page is not straight up with the rest of them, because I just wrote it down right there because I knew I was going to do a reading. But I wanted to write it down first because that's what I kept hearing. And I wrote in parentheses that it was a girl that was saying it. Now, I wrote that because during this reading, I also had a woman that was speaking to me. So when I do my readings, I try to separate each thing on the paper. But that's not how it comes to me. So everything that I heard, it wasn't like I woke up and I heard all of these things and then I gathered all of the next section and then I physically felt all of the next section and then I saw, like, that's not how it works. It comes to me however it wants to come to me. However Spirit wants to give it to me, that's how I feel it. But I try to separate it on the page so that it's easier to refer back to. Okay, so the very first thing, like I said, Dad is bad. And then I did hear her, the same little girl, again say, "I wasn't scared of him till then." Now, I don't know exactly who him is, and I don't know when then is. But I know that she said, "I wasn't scared of him till then." Okay, so the next thing that I heard was I heard aunt, and I kept hearing over and over, "Rosie." So I got the feeling that Rose, her Aunt Rose, was here with her. And anytime I would ask about Rose, if Rose was here, I would hear Rosie, like they were correcting me. Like, she doesn't go by Rose. Everybody called her Rosie, or she was telling me to call her Rosie, or something along those lines. So if you look over to the right of the page in the box with the star, I wrote, "Rose is here with Summer," because I felt Rose here. Then I heard nanny. Now, I don't know if it was nanny, Nana. It might have been Nana, but it sounded like nanny. And I got the strong sense of a grandmother figure. So I wrote grandma beside it with a question mark because I'm not for sure. Like, I have no idea what Summer called Candus's mom. I don't know if she called her grandma. I don't know if she called her Nana or Nanny or I don't know. I don't know what her title was, but I heard nanny. Okay, and then Summer told me that she didn't wander away. And I spelled that wrong. It was 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry. Didn't wander away. I knew better. Dad or Papa, it almost sounded like she said Papa, would be mad. So I heard, I knew better. Papa be mad. Okay, so that kind of like all ran together. So I put Dad, but I believe she said Papa. Now, I don't know if she called him Papa. I don't know if she called him Dad, Daddy. I don't know how Summer referred to Dawn. But she said that she knew better and that he would be mad if she wandered away. Okay, and then I heard I heard a female little girl that I'm assuming is Summer. That's the sense that I got. She said, they hurt me. And then I heard the name Paul. And I put Paul with a question mark in parentheses because I have a spirit guide and his name is Paul. So I'm not for sure if that was Paul that was there and helping the spirits communicate with me or helping me get my messages or what. But I don't feel like Paul, the name Paul is involved in this story. I feel like it was my spirit guide Paul that was coming through. And then I heard Mom was high. Now, when I heard that was the adult female. That was not the child female. And that female I believe to be Rose or Rosie. So I put Mom was high. And I put it in parentheses. And then I put not girl speaking. But then the little girl said, sleepy a lot. So she was like telling me Mom was sleepy a lot. And then the little girl said, my hair, liked colors, got in trouble, shaved it off. But then I heard the word lice. But the feeling that I got when I heard the word lice was like, that's the story that they're telling everybody, was that Summer had lice. And that's why they shaved her head. But that's not the feeling that I got. I got the feeling that her head was shaved as a punishment. And I did write that down later in here also because I got that feeling again. But she said my hair, liked colors, got in trouble, shaved it off. Lice. Okay, so she liked her hair. And she liked coloring her hair. She enjoyed having it different colors. Because back up here at the top, I put princess. She wanted to be a little princess. But the lifestyle that her family lived, she wasn't really able to be a princess. She had 3 older brothers. And so she was adapted to the boys. Okay, so it's the traditional, girls play with dolls and boys play with trucks. Okay, well, Summer was like one of the boys. Whereas she enjoyed playing with the trucks. She enjoyed playing in the mud. She enjoyed going out and running around barefoot. She enjoyed swinging on her swing. But she wanted to be a princess. Like, if she could have that opportunity to be a total girly girl, she would have been all over it. But that's not the lifestyle that was given to her. So she was a tomboy. And then the last thing that I heard, which was from the older female, I heard dumb criminals here. And that was like so super clear. That was so loud. It was like she was sitting right next to me and said, dumb criminals here. Like, they're so dumb. They think they're not going to get caught, and they're going to get caught. Okay, so those were all of the verbal things that I actually heard during this reading. So then the next section, we scroll down here. Actually, before we go all the way down, up in the top right-hand corner where I put strong spirit, I feel like Summer and Rosie both are very strong spirits. Like, I felt them very strong during this. Summer was so strong that she woke me up saying Dad is bad. Okay, so I got a very, very, very strong sense of their spirits. And when I got down to the middle part of the page and we were kind of going over Summer's life, my anxiety got so high. I mean, like, I can't even explain. I started almost having a panic attack because I was seeing things that bothered me so bad about a child. Things being done to a child, around a child, in front of a child. I started rocking myself like I was rocking a child, you know, like I was holding a toddler and just rocking them like it's okay. So that's what that means up there when, you know, when I'm saying like my physical feelings and what I was doing physically at that time. I just got so anxious hearing and seeing all of this stuff. And this was my first reading. So this was like a smack in the face. Mandy hears everything. You know, we're gonna throw all of this at you at once right now. This is where we're starting. So when I went to do reading 2, I already knew. And so I was better prepared for that. This one I wasn't prepared for. And it was 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so now we'll go down to the center of the page. And I wrote down SA was done before she went missing multiple times. I wrote a few notes on the back of the page that I'm not going to get into, but later on down the road, if this comes out, then maybe I'll share more of what's on the back of the page. But right now, that's where I'm going to stop with that. Let's just say that it was done before she went missing and multiple times and more than one person. Okay, and then Summer loves being outside. She loves playing with trucks. Like I said, that's the lifestyle that she was given. It wasn't that she really chose it. She was 5. Okay, so she didn't really have a whole lot of time to figure out who Summer really is. So when we hear stories from Candus and Dawn saying that, you know, she was a tomboy, but she looked up to beautiful, pretty, professional-looking women, I think are the words that they used. That's because she really wanted to be a beautiful, pretty, professional-looking woman. She wanted to be that pretty, girly girl. But her lifestyle didn't allow for that. Her mom was not a pretty, girly girl. You know, I'm not saying that Candus is ugly. I would never do that. I'm just saying she wasn't a professional-looking woman. She did construction with her husband. You know, it wasn't... That's just who she is. And that's no judgment of mine. Okay? The same with her grandma. Candus's mom. You know, we've seen pictures of her. She's not a girly girl. So when Summer went to church and saw those girly girls, yeah, she swarmed to them because she idolized them. She kind of looked at them as princesses. Okay. The next thing I wrote was church for holidays, but not on a regular basis. So I felt like then they were saying like they're saying like what I wrote down. They went to church for holidays, for special occasions, but they did not go on a regular basis. They did not go every Saturday or every Sunday or whichever days their church had service. They did not attend church on a regular basis at all. Okay, then the next spot, drug related. Okay, I saw lots of drug use or drug abuse. And I don't mean just necessarily drugs, that could include alcohol also. But it was something that impaired their thoughts. A lot of it. And I saw it with both parents. And then the accident, I wrote down accident. Okay. I feel like there were accidents that happened. I am not for sure the day that Summer disappeared, if it was an accident or not, because I don't feel like I got that far into this reading. Or that far into it with this reading, okay? Right below that, I did write cover up and it will be solved. I do feel like the parents are trying to cover something up. And again, we go back to dumb criminals here. It will be solved. Because they were dumb criminals. The one below that says gone before mom claims. I believe that 911 was not called immediately when she was gone. And I say gone, which is the same word that Dawn used. She got gone. That was his quote in his interview. Okay, so I believe that Summer got gone, not 2 minutes, not 10 minutes, not even a half hour before mom called 911. I believe it was before that. I'm still not 100% sure, and we'll get further into that with each reading, but it was not immediate. Oh, it was 2 minutes. I looked for her for 10 and then called Dawn, and then we both called 911. That didn't happen that way, in my opinion. Allegedly. Okay, and then off to the right here. So we'll go back up to the top. Water and ripples of water. I was shown what looked to be like a river or a small pond. Something that was very calm waters, and I was seeing ripples in the water. So like if you went to a pond where it was a very small, like 50-foot round size pond, okay, even 100-foot, picture the size of a football field, okay, the water is very calm, there's no boats on the water, so there's not big waves or anything, but there's fish in the water. So maybe a fish lets a bubble up, and then you have little ripples come off of that bubble. Or you throw a rock, a little pebble, into the water, and you have ripples that go around, you know, out around from that rock hitting the water. That's what I was seeing. Little ripples in calm water. Why? I don't know, but that's what I saw. And that's why I wrote it up there, because it was like I wasn't shown an actual place. I just saw a very small amount of water with ripples. Okay, then below that, 3 main people involved. And this is not the only time that I have gotten this feeling that there are 3 main people involved. Okay, and then gone before mom claims, and then right beside that I put planting flowers with grandma and mom ? I asked that question. Were you really planting flowers with mom and grandma? And I got not. It was not true. No, not true. And something is off here. Okay, then the next line down, plays in dirt, mud puddles often. Like I said earlier, that's the life that Summer was given. She was given the tomboy life. She had 3 older brothers. Her parents are not, her mom's not a girly girl. So it's a very relaxed lifestyle, I guess. Okay, then love to look pretty, but major tomboy, just one of the boys. Again, more of what I've already explained. Okay, then the next thing down, the eldest brother during the interview with dad knows more. And I put a star beside that. And that older brother, I believe that that's the one that is either 12 or 13. He knows something that would help find Summer. I don't know if he knows what happened the day that Summer disappeared, but I know that he knows information that would most definitely help find Summer. Okay, then the next thing down, head shaved. Punishment. Like I said earlier, she liked her hair. She liked making it different colors. She got in trouble, so her head was shaved. If it was lice, I don't think that they would have shaved it to the scalp like that. I mean, just my personal opinion. I feel like there's something more to it. And I still have this feeling that there is something more to it. Why would they shave her head to her scalp? A 5-year-old little girl. Why? I mean, even if she wanted her hair cut like her brothers, like Candus claimed, which was total bullshit. But even if that was true, the boys had buzz cuts in different pictures. I never saw any of the boys with their heads shaved to their scalp. Now, I could be wrong, and I could be missing pictures. So if you have seen any of the boys with their heads shaved to their scalp, please shoot me an email, spiritseekersquad@gmail.com, and send me that picture. And now I know that Don has had his head shaved to his scalp, but even Candus had a buzz cut. So why would they cut Summer's hair all the way to her scalp? Not just cut it, they shaved it. It doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it's not true. Okay, then next to that, Dad always working, Mom helped, kids too. So Dad does, if I understand correctly, painting, drywall, construction work, something along those lines. Mom helped. I don't know if Candus was a regular employee that helped Dawn a lot, or if she just did it sometimes, or what, but I get the feeling that Mom helped Dad do the work. Sometimes the kids would help too. Sometimes they would bring the kids along and they had to help do certain jobs. Okay, then the next line down, Mom knows facts. Mom knows a hell of a lot more than the bullshit that she is spewing on social media. And this was way before her interview that she did with Unmasked and the interview that she and Dawn did on Channel 11. This reading was way before that. Okay, so Mom knows facts. There were definitely drugs around Summer. Definitely. Without a doubt, I can almost say that that is a fact. But it's not, because this is a reading and there's no factual information in a reading. But that's how strongly I feel about that. And then the last thing in this section was one will flip on the other. Mom or Dad, or maybe even Grandma. But one of the major players will flip. Okay, and I'm saying Mom, Dad, and Grandma because those are the three major players that I got during this reading. Okay. Okay, so the next part down is the... Okay. Okay, so the... Okay. Okay, so the next part down is the physical feelings. So these were physical things that I actually felt on my body or inside my body while I was doing this reading. The first thing that I put is SA with a question mark because I was getting weird sensations on my body that I did not like. And I put before missing. So again, it goes back up to the very first part of the last section. SA was done before she was missing multiple times by multiple different people. And multiple could just be two. I don't know. I just got the feeling that it was more than one. Okay, the next thing down was the pressure in my forehead. Like I was getting extreme pressure on my forehead. And then on the left side, my left temple, I was getting sharp pain down to where to like the top of my ear. And it was very, very sharp. Now, the picture that I drew it on the right side of my head. I'm going to have to think about that. Because I wrote left temple. But I drew my right side of my head. I'm going to have to figure that out and get back to you. Because that was almost a month ago when I did this reading. So, I will have clarity on that before the end of this video for sure. Okay, the next part down, and also I did write more on the back of this page in regards to my physical feelings that I was getting, but I did not put it on the front of the page because I'm sharing the front of every page with you guys. So the information, if I get something that I don't want to put out, I put it on the back of the page. Okay, the next thing is what I visually saw. Okay, I visually saw a shiny, silver, sharp something. Like the light caught it, and it was shiny. I put knife question mark because that's kind of what it reminded me of. It was a something that was small, like a knife blade, but the light caught it. So I do believe that it was metal, but I don't know what that was. Okay, the next thing that I saw was a hill with trees that were further away. So it was like I was standing in a yard and I could see this really big hill, and on the other side of the hill I could see the tops of the trees. And that's what I tried to write, or tried to draw, where I put treetops seen, and then the hill kind of blocked like the middle and down of the trees. So I could only see just the tops of the trees over the hill. I don't know what it was showing me, where it was showing me, why it was showing me that spot, but that's what Spirit showed me. Okay, so that's the bottom of the page. We're back down to summer is in spirit. I do feel like summer has passed. Every reading that I have done, I have gotten that summer has crossed over and that justice will be served. I don't know if that means that summer will be found or not, but justice will be served. So that's it for reading 1. That's everything that I have written down on my notes here. I do share all of my notes as I do the reading. I take a picture of it as soon as I'm done and I post it on my community tab. So if you want to go see my other readings that I've done and that I haven't done videos for just yet, you can head over to my community tab, scroll back because they're a little ways down, but I post them as I do them. I have done a total of 5 readings now. This is my second video. I did my 3rd reading. I already uploaded that because I used my DIY crime ancestor cards to do that reading, and only my cards. So I pulled the cards and then I explained what each card meant. That video is already uploaded on my channel, so check that out and be on the lookout for my second reading, which will should be my next video that I upload. I was trying to think. I have 3 videos that I'm working on right now. This is one of them. I have 2 other videos that I will be putting out very soon, and my second reading will be shortly after that. So make sure you're subscribed and ring the bell because you definitely do not want to miss these videos that I'm working on right now. I promise you. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that's everything from this first reading that I did on Summer Wells. Tell me what you think about everything here. If you have seen factual evidence to validate anything that I have stated here, please tell us in the comments and let us know where we can see those facts. Please and thank you so much. Please hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. I'll be doing a video like this for every reading that I've done and will do, so be on the lookout for those. I have a playlist that is all of my reading videos. If you'd like to see those, click in my playlist tab. And also, this picture that you see on the screen right here, I will be uploading a video where I'm going to do kind of an in-depth, detailed look at this picture and give you my opinion on what I think, also coming from a nurse's standpoint, my mom's point of view about this picture. So make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell. Till next time, I love you bunches. Hey, thanks for watching this video all the way to the end. Please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and ring my bell if you enjoy this type of content. Leave a comment below with any questions or suggestions that you have. I do read all comments. I need your help to fit the puzzle pieces together that we learned in this video. No bad vibes here, please. No drama. My channel is a safe place for all of you. Leave your thoughts about this puzzle below in the comments so that we can figure this out together. We discuss true crime and paranormal here. I'm bringing true crime stories and missing person cases to the spirits. I'm getting the spirits to help us find answers and hopefully solve questions we all have. So again, make sure that you're subscribed and ring my bell so that you don't miss my next video. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this video or the thumbs down if you didn't. Share this video out on all of your social media so that we can spread the word about this case. And don't forget to read the description box. There's a lot of great info, including the link to the Spirit Seeker Squad Facebook group, and so much more. Again, thank you for watching. Have a great day.